webinar, more detail on our level being 9 mastery, more detail on our level being 9 mastery program. Wow! Mastery program. Level being 9 mastery.
You can do it. I'll get this out.
Oh, where's the other smoke?
Look inside. You can dissect it. Well, I haven't really held it up to the light to see. You can't really see. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. So you want to see the difference of the one which is about to come out and the one which is still... The one which is coming first, you can see the head is trying to peel off to trap. Yeah.
Give me the orange lid.
Orange lead? Who was... Okay.
So that's good to go?
Yeah. Not funny.
Another one is here.
Thank you.
So you have to be careful not to harm the cell.
Good one, you
Smoke.
Smoke.
Smoke. And you're holding the... Isn't that hot where you're holding?
It's not doing all. Tahanya. Do you want some more bees?
Thank you so much. Shall I add more?
Okay, put the lid on.
They're running out.
Hello, Beekeeper Connel. How are you?
Yes, fine.
Great. It's good to...
I am fine. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm well. It's very good to hear you. It's good to speak with you. I've been looking forward to doing this interview.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am well. I am doing well. I am well. I am doing well. I am ready to receive that interview, my friend.
Okay, perfect. Welcome to You Learn Naturally Radio. I'm going to jump straight into the interview so we can speak about all the things that we have to talk about. Beekeeper Connel, you are a beekeeper based in Uganda. Please, can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your situation, your experience?
Yes, for sure. I am called Connel Kibet from Uganda, Queen District, Mount Elgon National Park. I am one of the indigenous inhabitants of the mountain, where we have faced since time immemorial. And there are so many activities that we do as indigenous people. The first activity we do beekeeping as one of the best alternative projects in our community. And I am a beekeeper, my friend.
Right. Is beekeeping your full-time work, Beekeeper Connell? Is this the full-time main thing that you do? Or do you do other things in addition to this?
I am a beekeeper. I even have an organization called Greater Benet Multipurpose Appeal Group. In this multipurpose appeal group, we do beekeeping, and then we also, out of beekeeping, we do lakwek wine, which is the mixture of local herbs and honey. We also trying to promote tourism and culture, because if you look at the honey that we get from the site, we are trying to promote our appearance site to attract tourism. And then also we use a beehive in our culture.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for that introduction. Definitely, it is a real honor to speak to you. Let me explain for the listeners who hear this what we're doing, why we're speaking with you. Our organization is Abundant Centres UK Development Trust. We are a learner cooperative, and we have a project where we'll be introducing the science of beekeeping as part of the British Science Week programme. So people hearing this as a podcast, as a video podcast or an audio podcast, will be hearing it as part of our British Science Week programme, which we do every year. We do these things. We will be doing something special this year. We'll be actually starting to keep bees as an organisation. We have cadets, we have young people, and they are learning all kinds of science, engineering, technology, mathematics, and culture. And we want to use the beekeeping to teach the math and science around it. That is why we're doing this interview. This is why we're doing our special event. And our work, we value the culture Pan-Africa as a root culture for our members. So it's very special to speak to you. Please, can you just give us an idea of how your day is in your work and your life as a beekeeper in the region? Tell us about the region, first of all, the land that you live in, because many people have not been there. You want people to come for the tourism. I'm happy to promote that. So tell us about the region. What is it like?
Thank you so much, my friend. In my region where I come, and this particular Mount Elgon National Park, the topography is very interesting. The place is so mountainous. If you talk of the intact forest, which is the mountain, we have many giraffes that are good for tourism. We have caves that are good for tourism. In these caves, you find that long time ago, since time immemorial, our grand ancestors used to live in caves. You find that the skeletons are inside. We talk of the wild animals that are in the mountain. And these are so many in our forest where I come from. First of all, I introduce you that I am one of the indigenous inhabitants of Mount Elgon, the Benet community. And then if you talk of the Benet, you find that these are the people that we call most of the time the friends to the forest and the mountain. In the place where I come, as you have said, my friend, we process the lakwek, and this can promote culture so much in our community. In this lakwek, it helps us a lot. If you talk of Joshua Jeptegei, the champion, and then Kiplimo, the Kiprotich, the former Kip Zero, those people that break the record in the world wide. Those are the people that come from my community, and they are the Benet indigenous of the Mount Elgon. They used to enjoy lakwek, which is the mixture of honey and the local herbs that we get from the mountain. So I'm very happy to share with you, friends from London and across, about the Benet doing apiculture as the alternative livelihood in the community, and also the most wonderful sites of the indigenous. Though they are locally made, we are interested in this because it is our the rivers that we have, the falls that we have, especially we have the fall which is called Nyanya Fall, and these are many in our communities. They are good for tourism, my friend.
Yes, well, I'm sure, and I would. Our organisation, we have a history of travelling and taking groups travelling from here in the UK and other parts of Europe to Africa and to the Caribbean to do expeditions. So I've travelled like that. We did a very wonderful expedition to Ethiopia, where we did a study of the African crowned crane. So we did field studies for this. So what you're talking about is exactly what we're about. And I would encourage everyone to get to know this, what you're doing, your region and your facility. Obviously, you'll be seeing lots of visuals in this podcast so people can see the beauty of your land and your people. Tell me something, Beekeeper Connel. When we spoke, you mentioned to me, I sent to you that I had interviewed Professor Pacifique regarding the Ogiek, and you then told me that your people are related to the Ogiek, which is another indigenous community in Kenya, in the forests of Kenya. Can you just tell us a bit about that relationship?
Thank you so much. If you talk of the Ogiek, these are the indigenous, the Benet also are the Ogiek. We have the organization where I am also the member, the Benet Indigenous Ogiek Group, MEBIO, which is fighting for the rights of the Benet to graze in the park. So that the mountain was taken by government without the notice of the Benet community. If you comparison the Ogiek, which are in the Mao forest, and then these ones that are in Uganda, in Mount Elgon, we are one, and we speak related language. You know more about the Kalenjin. If you talk of the Kalenjin, you talk of the Kitsikis, the Nandi, the Marakwet, and Tugan, and also Haswi in the sub-region. And then, those are our great friends. We have our Yek community also in Jakutal, in Kenya. We are one, and we used to be cattle keepers. If you talk of the Ogiek, those are just the names. And then there are so many names that we are given. Sometimes most of these people call us the Ogiek, they call us the Mosobishek, they call us the Benet, they call us different, they call us even the Robo, because we used to live in the mountain. And the only option was, and the only option as activities that we were doing as the OGS were to graze animals and then to beekeeping. We are one with those of the Mao, the OGS in Kenya, and then also the OGS in Uganda, which are independent communities. And these are the minority groups of people there.
This is very special to me, and I was touched to hear the relationship when you mentioned it. It's very special because I know I'm going to let you say what you're saying in a minute. I know that the Ogiek, they had a lot of challenge with the government for use of the land, and Professor Pacifique, he led a case which went to the African Union, so he won the rights for them to be to live freely in the Mau Mau forests. Are you under the same kind of challenge? Are you under a challenge to live freely in Mount Elgon? Is it hard for you to live freely there, or is it okay?
Sure, my friend. There are so many challenges that are the Benet living in Mount Elgon are facing. One is that as we talk, you are talking to one of the victims that are facing a lot of challenges. I, Kibet Connel. I am living in temporary settlement. And in 2005, we take government court and HUA, and we come up with a consent judgment, which this consent judgment was talking of that the people that are in the Mount Elgon, which are the Benet community, should stay there and do their economic activities. And then we were there because the Benets were there since time immemorial, and government came late when these people already occupied the mountain. During the British colonial, the mountain was so good. Even the Benets used to observe the mountain. But in that time, the consent judgment that the Benets took government court in Bal High Court was not implemented up to today. People are living in temporary settlement. People have been shot. People have been killed by HUA. Women are raped by HUA. People are living in perfect poverty, whereby there is no good settlement at all in these people. If you talk of the Benet, you find there are tourists that are part of the Benet living in temporary places. No education, no social services, no roads. Everything is very bad, my friend. As if we are even not, it is like we are in another highland, which is not even not Uganda, if we talk like now. We are marginalized by the non-Benet. We are marginalized. We are marginalized by government, and things are not working. If they come and they want to say that we are going to settle you, they just come, they say, we are settling you. You submit your list. Who are these beneficiaries? Up to today, there is nothing. Office of the Prime Minister came, they verify. They go, I think that we are living in, in a bad situation, my friend.
I hear you. I hear that. And it is,
yes.
It's important. Okay, go on.
The same to our brothers in Kenya. If you talk of the Mawa, who even took government to court, they win the case, but at all the case is not being implemented by government.
Level being 9, more detail mastery. On our level being level 9, mastery program. Detail on level 9, mastery program. Wow! Mastery program. Level being 9, mastery.
The Benet community, which is part of the larger Sabine ethnic group, live on the foothills of the mountain Elgon ranges in Kwen district. They live in this area with lush green vegetation, but the scenery belies the perennial tension here, often costing lives as park rangers from the Uganda Wildlife Authority clashes with the communities.
Of recent, there was a riot whereby the cows were impounded, on the process of taking the cows to the corral, they were beaten terribly until they had to lose to 2 cows dying on the way. This really brought the grief in the hearts of our people.
However, the park managers claim an even higher number of fatalities.
Some of the communities are so harsh. They are panga-yielding people. They come. We have lost so many of our rangers. Over 35 people have died in the parks. If you recall, even in 2008, we lost a tourist.
A penalty of 50,000 shillings per animal found in the Mountain Elgon National Park raised tensions. The penalty is geared at stopping the locals here from grazing in the park.
There are already fines which are recognized by the Wildlife Act, and that's where the whole issue came from. They don't want to pay the fines, and yet they want to continue grazing. But this is not only happening in Mount Elgon, it is happening across all our protected areas.
And area leaders fear that the policy could impoverish more families. The available farmland is inadequate for the expanding Benet population, so many encroach on the national park.
Like of reason, when they impound cows, our elders sell one of the cows in the corral to bail the other ones out. And they are now very tired. They cannot afford it.
A local non-government organization convened a meeting between the conservationists and leaders of the community living around Windy Impenetrable National Park and the Mountain Elgon Conservation Area.
There are so many human rights violations that have been reported, and therefore we are trying to have we have created a platform where the Benet and the Batwa can bring out, they can air out their issues, and then officials from the regions where they live and the head offices can listen to the issues and find a way of solving the issue of these indigenous minorities.
Allocation of another 2,600 hectares of land is underway, in addition to the 6,000 hectares previously provided for the resettlement of the community. The Wildlife Authority is not willing to heed to the call to degassette the national park. This plea is often made during the political campaign season, like the case now. Jackson Onyango, NTV.
Okay, it's a very serious thing. I think we will probably have to speak on this separately and go into more detail because it connects to the previous program we did. And in general terms, we are interested in the indigenous rights of African people and harmony with nature, the business of people living in harmony with nature and their rights to do that. Our organization is very interested in this. It's part of our system of teaching. It's part of our value in our culture of teaching. So we should try to support when we find situations like yours and the Ogiek, especially when you've made good legal arguments about your situation. But probably this is not the podcast to do that, because we have to be talking about beekeeping and get to the science of beekeeping. This is really the focus of this podcast. So we will speak again around those issues, brother. And definitely I would like you to find more peace and satisfaction with your future, your plans, your community's plans, and your rights, your human rights. Definitely. Okay. Just to be clear, are you living in a settlement near to the Mount Elgon, or are you living on Mount Elgon? What is your situation?
I am living in Mount Elgon.
Okay.
My settlement is within the Benet community.
Okay. Tell me.
And I'm in.
Go on.
Hello.
Yes.
I was telling.
Okay.
I am in a temporary settlement. Yes.
Okay. So, tell us a bit about your average day. In terms of the beekeeping, what is your routine? What is your experience? Tell tell us about the bees that you keep. Tell us about them. What do you call the bee in your culture? What is the name for the bee in the Bennett community?
The name of the bees in the Bennett community is called Sakamnyandet.
Okay. We'll get the spelling for all of the things you tell me in our show. You should we should have to have the spelling of them so we can put the word into the video podcast so people can see it clearly, get the language clear. But tell me the name again.
It's called Sakamnyandet.
Thank you. Okay, so tell us about the bees.
Bees in my community, the Bennett. These are very good friends in Bennett community. And we used to be living with the bees since time immemorial. Our grand ancestors bees are good friends that they manufacture food for them. Because in the forest where our grandfathers and grandmummies were used to live, the only food by then was honey. And this honey used to feed our parents and the children that were there up to today. We are still surviving out of honey. And then honey was taken to be a medicine. Why do I say that? Is that they get honey from the beehive or from the tree where the bees have colonized. After bringing honey, they collect the local herbs and mix and used to use for medicinal use. Honey used to cure several sicknesses in the Bennett community. One honey and the local herbs can cure syphilis. And then if you mix honey with these local herbs, they cure malaria. We have so many names for the local herbs that we used to mix so that they can cure the sickness of the Bennett. First of all, there was no hospitals in this community, and I have the names here, the Bennett names that we used to call this local herbs. We have what we call Karashondet. We have Sabakwet. We have Nombriet. We have Mundililwet. There are so many. Those are the Bennett names that the indigenous names that now I am calling the local herbs that we get so that they cure the Bennett. And the honey used to be so good for us because we used to take the lower side after harvesting. We sell to the Sabay community, the people that are well off. We come with the money, we buy a cow so that we grow. That's why the name now of here come into existence. That these people used to get honey from the mountain. They take down after bringing the money, they buy the cow and they keep. So there are so many things that honey do in our community. We use even in our culture because if you come and maybe harvest your beehive, mine are telling you, the elders would do some chemistry and they come and realize that, oh, Kumba Connel was the one who harvests this hive. Kumba is stole the hive. But there are so many things as indigenous knowledge is concerned on beekeeping. We used to keep bees in these hives that are log hives that are known by the Bennett, that are made also out of bamboo and even these log trees that are fell down. by the way, the Benet community used to live their forest. They used to keep their forest. Miners even cutting the forest because they knew that the forest is very good for them. And they used to be living there. They knew that there was our place of origin. There is our home that we used to live. And honey is so good in our community. Everyone can enjoy honey.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I see, and thank you for sharing the context and the importance of the honey and the herbal connections, the way you blend the herbs with the honey for treatments. This is very interesting, and probably this is another show. We could have a conversation just about this alone. That is very interesting. So, how is your average day? How does your day go? What do you do in your normal routine regarding beekeeping? When you rise up in the morning, how do you proceed for the day?
We have a honey in this manner. We cut the tree and we cut it into pieces. After cutting into pieces, you put on fire. You first tie using a rope, and then you put on fire. Then after fire, that smoke can come. Go now with that smoke. You open the big hive, and then you push now this smoke into the colony. And at the end of the day, I find that these are going away from where the honey is. Then you don't wear the bee suit. That one is not there. You just go with your shirt or your blanket. You put your blanket down there. Then you line your beehive, and then you harvest. Now we have a bag that is made out of the skin of the cow by the Benet elders. You put now the honey that you harvest by your hand. You put it now to that skin made basket. Then now you come after that. You close your beehive. You come now with your honey.
Okay. Do you harvest any other products from the bees? Do you use any of the other products that bees make?
Now, soon we were trying to adopt now this modern beekeeping. But when you reach the district,
what I mean, sorry, just let me re-point my question. For example, the wax in the Benet community. Do you do anything traditionally with the bee wax?
Maybe like wine.
So you make a wine from that?
Yeah, we want to make the wine out of the honey.
Is that out of the honey or out of the wax? I'm trying to see how you use, because there are many things that the bee produces in the process. So there's the honey, but there's other things involved or in the beekeeping practice that are products of the bees. So I'm interested to see what else you do with that.
I am understood. Out of the honey, the other products that we have tried to come up with, we have come up with the bee wax, and then also we are trying that out of the bee wax, we are also trying to come up with the candle wax. Then the propolis, we are planning to make the propolis.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Go on.
Unfortunately, we did not get the listeners. We did not have that. Our elders, our grandfathers was not doing that. We are now trying carefully to see that we are also making this out of the propolis that we get. We are trying to make it because anyway we are lacking more knowledge now. Maybe modern ways of making these things.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. You know, Beekeeper Connel, in the way we teach, we like to use stories. We like to use traditional stories to help the learning. And I'm really interested to hear some bee stories. Can you tell us a story about bees? Like a traditional story you might tell a child in the Bennett community about bees. Do you have a story like this?
Come again?
Okay, so do you have a story that you would tell a young person in the Bennett community about bees, a children's story? Do you have any stories like this?
We have a story. We have a story that we used to tell our young Bennett that we need to work like this. Working like this, we have to see that our more land is brought back, not owned by other people that we don't know. Secondly, we have to work like this by running so that we be champions like Joshua and Kiplimo. There are so many stories that we tell our people that we need to work like this so that we see that our mountain is kept minus cutting. I think those are few that I can say.
Okay, so Beekeeper Connel, what I would like is for you to get one of these stories, to get someone to tell the story that is the traditional way of telling the story to a child, and let us translate the story for our podcast. I would like to do that. Can you do that?
No.
Not right now. We'll get this after we speak. You can get this. I will add it into the show, and then people can hear a traditional story from the Bennett community about bees, a traditional children's story about bees. Can you do that?
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay, good. I'm looking forward to it. We like stories, so if you have more stories, more than one story, I will receive them all, and I will share the stories. This is a good way for people to get to know your culture, to get to know the area, how you communicate to the next generation. This is important, so I'm interested for this. Okay.
Very important.
It is very important. You sent me some media, some pictures and some videos, and one of the pictures you showed some work in a you seem to be reviewing some hives. They look like modern hives rather than traditional hives. Can you tell us something about that video, the last video you sent me?
Okay, for sure I sent you the last video that was with the harvesting gears and all that.
Yes, you had some people watching. Just to explain for the listeners, in the video there are some people watching, and they're in full bee suits, and then there are some people administering the hives and talking about the practice. And there's one person there is doing it barehanded. It's very busy. The bees are very busy. You can hear the effects. It's very, very nice to hear and see.
Is
that you, Connel? Is that you in the middle there?
Okay, the story was very interesting. That last year, World Bank and then the Ministry of Agriculture came up with a program with this resilience project. Came up with a program of supporting the Benet community to a modern ways of keeping bees.
Okay.
So they were now the farmers were around. The founders came and they wanted to check whether things are working well in the community or not. So it was now interesting. The net farmers were now put on those harvesting gears, and at the end of the day, even they refused to put on gloves. That's why you see them, they are used of bees to sting them. That's why you see them, they even don't put these gloves.
So,
meaning that if the bee sting on you, it is a medicine that you are very comfortable. You will feel comfortable being a Benet.
Right. Okay. You're not afraid of the bee sting. Okay. I read something today talking about even the benefits of the bee sting, some medicinal things to do with the bee sting. Do you know anything about this? The bee sting as medicine. Do you know something for this?
Medicine?
Yeah, medicine. The bee sting. Is the bee sting medicine for the Benets?
Yes. We are told by the elders that it is a medicine. That if you have syphilis and you are stung by bees, that thing that is given to you, it has cure you.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
But if it stings you, and maybe if you are having a syphilis and it stings on you, that can immediately you have been healed. Because you find that those days when the Benets were stung by bees, you find them, they are not even taken to the hospital. They are very comfortable.
Okay. It's very, very interesting. Okay. So tell us a bit more about your products, even the tourism. If someone comes to your region to learn more about the culture and your practice, what will you show them? What is the program you will show them to learn? What would you like them to learn?
There are so many things that I can show them to learn. One is that we have to visit the beekeeping side of the Benet community. Secondly, when we are to come from where the bee sites are, we come to now our beautiful gift of Mount Elgon, of whereby that we find there their skin, the skeleton, their heads there for the Benet indigenous people that died long time ago. These people might have even been producing twins when it reaches time that they want to circumcise a boy. They go and they reborrow that the person that produces that son and taken to the cave. From the cave, I can direct to visit one of the Benet elders, having the bow and the arrows. It teaches how the Benet were guarding themselves in a security purpose. After that, I can take to where the Benet people are playing their cultural songs, maybe thinking of the mountain, thinking of the honey that have been eaten since time immemorial. Then from there, I take them to how the Benet going to process their honey to be fine. From I take to where the Benet people used to mix honey and local herbs, and they reach where the Benets are enjoying the Laquec wine, which I tell you as the fact that it is a Mexino.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think those are the great places that are good for tourism when they visit us.
Yeah, I see.
I even take them to learn. There are so many things that you can learn from the Benet. That even the Benet can eat the bamboo shoots that grow. These are all the Mexino. And take to the forest there, and I show them the local herbs, how we can uproot these local herbs. And then also we have the honey that we get from the ground. These are out of the stingless piece that we call molit in our language. There are so many things.
Sorry, one moment. Beekeeper Connel, 1 moment. So you have another set of bees which are stingless bees?
We have the stingless bees that we find them in the mountain.
And these ones, they are on the ground? These ones are on the ground, you say?
No.
Yeah, the stingless bees. Tell us some more about those. What is the name again of those bees?
We call them stingless bees, and then the honey that made.
No. I mean in the Bennett, in the Bennett name. What is the Bennett name for those bees?
They're called molit.
Okay.
Molit.
So tell us about that.
Then from I tell you about molit. Molit is a very sweet honey that we get from the stingless bees called molit. And then in this molit also it is a Mexino because the bees can get many shrubs, the nectar, the forage is too much for them because it's now deep in the forest. And coming from where the molit is, which is the honey which we get underground, I can take the tourists to where the Benet women are making baskets. Very beautiful baskets, by the way.
Okay. I think...
Anyway, if you reach the Benet community, everything is very interesting apart from the challenges that the Benets are facing. But if we could have given us good time and we are settled properly, I think everything was going to be very unique to us.
So, sorry, say that again.
I was meaning that if you reach the Benet community, things are all very sweet, like you feel like not going back to London. If government could listen to us and maybe settle us in a proper manner, I think the Benets were like, maybe, I don't know, they could live a standard life of this.
Okay, so I think we've covered a lot. We've covered a good introduction to your culture in terms of the beekeeping and the invite. You've invited us to come. You've invited people to come and visit you. So I'm sure that will be very good. So I'm happy to share that. You mentioned some singing, and this is another thing. As well as stories, I am interested in the songs that are about bees. Do you have any songs about bees in the Bennett community?
I have a song.
You have a song? Okay.
Can I sing in my Bennett?
Oh, please. Yes, please.
Can I sing in my Bennett?
Of course. Yes, please. Yes.
Very interesting. Can I sing?
Yes, you can.
In what? Ole, yay, yay. Ole, yay, yay. Angeragine sagamyan. Girivo bagavashi. Angeragine sagamyan. Nidena rike. Nidena sabonde. Nidaya aigi lasa. Nidena ya. Nidena na. Oriyanite. Ole, yay. Angeragine bigaka bene. Bigaka ogiegi. Yevagore na beneka. Leye bichawagagi. Agangeri sagamyande. Ole, yay, yay. I am happy of the beehives of the Bennett. I used to live out of people. I love being the Bennett. I wonder why I did Hannah. Hannah is the Nepino. Hannah is the food for us. I think that I was trying to interpret what I was thinking in my mother.
I see. Fantastic. You know what? You can record this for me. You can sing this when we finished our show. You can record it on your phone and send it to me as a audio, just clean like this. I can hear you. It's very nice, but I can hear it through the phone. The phone changes the quality. But when you record it on your own phone and send it to me, this will be perfect. I will put it into the show.
I'll listen and get to some elders, and I will sing a very nice one.
Okay, but I am particularly about the bees. I am particularly interested in this. So if you have a song that is about the bees, then this is the one that I really, really want to hear this song. And the story as well. And you can tell the story in your traditional language, and then we can translate it. It is better for us to hear it in the traditional language of the Bennett, and then translate it from there. This is very fine. Say that again.
I was saying, yes?
Okay.
I'll do that and I'll send to you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Beekeeper Connel, I think we have covered a lot. It's a good introduction. You sent me some other media, so I'm going to share these things in the podcast. I think the members of our Science Week program, they will be fascinated by what we're talking about. And I'm sure people will contact you or contact us to contact you. And we will do some work to make things better. Definitely. Tell me something. One last thing. What do you want to happen regarding your land, the land challenge? What is the best thing to happen for you and your community? What would you like to happen?
Level being 9, more detail mastery. On our level being webinar 9, mastery program. Detail on level being 9, mastery program. Wow! Mastery program. Level being 9, mastery.
What do you want to happen regarding your land, the land challenge? What is the best thing to happen for you and your community? What would you like to happen?
I want the cutting on our land, the Bennett land, is that we have been pushing this to the office of the Prime Minister, office of the President, all other ministries, that there will be silence. Even in 2005 got the consent, but these people did not implement it. So are requesting that if the international intervention can help us, and we sue again this government to go, so that can sympathize on us and set to us permanently, because you find that we are living. My friend, let me tell you, I am in temporary settlement and I am a Benet. My land was taken by government. Instead of settling me, they brought people from nowhere and they give our land a 6,000 hectares, which is very bad. And we are now thinking that if the international intervention can help us to make it to government to go, and we 1,000 hectares for the benefit. That was meant for benefit. Where is the 2,500 hectares which was meant for the benefit? And why is the Benet living in temporary settlement? Why is the Benet being shot by Hua? Why is the Benet being killed by Hua? Why is the Benet women being raped by Hua?
But one moment, Connel, sorry, I have to ask you, when you say Hua, is this another group of people? The Hua is another cultural group? What does Hua mean?
Hua is Uganda Wildlife Authority.
Ah, I see.
Uganda Wildlife Authority, which are the custodians that were given that you get the mountain.
Right, I see.
After declaring Mount Elgon as a national park.
So the Hua is sorry, one moment. So the Hua is the government agency that is managing your land.
Mountain, yes.
I see. And they treating you. And sorry, one moment. And you are one moment. So and you are saying that they are treating you badly. And the Hua, the government agency, the government agency are treating you badly. Is that what's happening?
Yes.
I see.
Yes. We thinking as the next that Hua was given a mandate to go and kill and finish the Benet.
Oh.
Because our mountain was given out minus the notice of the Benet. And then, when Hua came in, Uganda Wildlife Authority came in to take off our land. We find that the land, the mountain, is being finished slowly. They come and sell our mountain. They come and even come and cut our trees. They commercialize our trees. They come. So many things that are doing in our mountain that we the Benets are not happy of what the Hua people are doing in our mountain. Even the 20% that are saying that we need to give the nets that are the park, they are not giving us the 20%. They just come, they lie us that we are making an MOU so that we use the park, but they do not support that is giving us. Especially as the beekeepers. Not support. For sure, the tourists can come via the Uganda Wildlife Authority. And at the end of the day, the small amount of the dollar that left there will not reach the Benet. You see, those are the challenges that the Benets are now facing. But the Benets are good friends of. They are good friends. They associate with the people. They are not hostile. They listen and they work with the people.
I see. Okay. Well, what you must also do is send me the details of your organization so that this will be clearly displayed in our podcast. And as I said, send me the details, like the full name of your organization, and so I can list it into our podcast. You were going to tell us the name of your organization again.
The name of my organization is called Kurata Benet Multipurpose Apiary Group.
Okay, perfect. Well, you have a friend in London, so I'm pleased that we can be related like this. I'm very happy for that, and let us work for your well-being and your community's well-being. I hope one day we can visit, and I hope that other people will visit you as well and learn more about your beekeeping practice and the culture, and help bring peace to your future. Beekeeper Connel, I think we're going to complete our podcast now, where we've covered a lot. We can continue talking after this through our new forum, the Black Global Beekeepers Forum, and obviously there's more to talk about for that. So we'll continue there. But for now, let me say thank you to you. Thank you for sharing your time and sharing your experience. It's been wonderful. And I know that people are going to enjoy this show. So thank you for being on You Learn Naturally Radio.
Thank you so much. I'm glad, I'm happy that I have people there, and it has given me mind that we are going to work together. You're welcome to Uganda. You're welcome to Mount Elgon. You're welcome to the Benet community. We are great friends, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you.
Angara gine sagam nyande daga bene angara gine sagam nyande kone chekum nyade anga gone basagit chek ole ye angara gine sagam nyande daga bene kap konyo yek Kaponya go dab maso hey I am happy of our business. I am happy being the indigenous community of the Benet.
Webinar 9, more detail mastery. On our level being webinar 9 mastery program. Detail on level 9 mastery program. Wow! Mastery program. Level being 9 mastery.